Hi guys, this is the Boat Raider, and today I'm going to be reviewing Skyward Sowrd. So the game everyone's been waiting for came out about 2 days ago, and it flew off the shelves. Probably because people have been waiting so long for it and, you know, all that. So I'm going to be doing a review on it because it's such a popular game. So I'm going to be marking the game on 7 different things: the characters, the plot, the graphics, the controls, the enemy, the companions, and the story. If I like one, then I'll give them a star. If I don't, then no. So yeah, when you first go into the game, you realise that it is way different than the last game, which is Twilight Princess anyway. So it's more cartoon, and also the facial expressions are more defined. You can see whenever the characters are cross, whenever they're happy, well, a lot more than Twilight Princess. The characters, I would like some voice in the characters. I mean, it's not so much for Miyamoto to put voice into the game. I mean, other people have done it. I suppose they are working with like a low budget and a few people, so yeah, apart from that, the characters are quite good. Also, the characters' personality is quite good as well, through the text, of course. But Zelda kind of sticks up for you, and there's this guy called Groose in the thing, which is kind of like the school bully. He's a typical bully, and you are Link. You have like your own attitude and all that. That's another thing I like. Whenever you're speaking to people, you actually get the option to of what you're going to say to them. There's like a 3-way. It's not much, but it's good. It's combining a lot of speech and all. It's good. So from characters, I am going to give this one a star, because just because they put a lot more work into it than any other game. So now onto the plot. All really I can say is, you know, they could have thought up a different disaster than Zelda being captured. I mean, seriously, whenever you're out for a ride on your Skylofts, I think they're called. Yeah, Skylofts. Well, whenever you're out for a ride, she gets captured by this giant black tornado thing, and it's getting really old. I mean, you know, people want a variety of different things to happen to you to make the quest go on. I mean, the last, I don't know, 5 games have had the same thing. In fact, all the Zelda games have had the same thing, where Zelda gets captured and you have to go and save her. apart from Twilight Princess, whenever you originally set out to try and find Leia and the children, and then sort of get sucked in to help Zelda, but apart from like all that, that was fine. But I think they really should have changed the plot, which is why I'm not going to give the plot a star, just because it was too predictable. Well, now onto the graphics. All that I can say about the graphics is that they do look a lot better and brighter than the last game, which was Twilight Princess. I know I'm using Twilight Princess a lot as a example, but you know, it is a good example to go by. It was a good game, but I'm saying that, you know, Skyward Sword is a bit better. The graphics are they're a lot better. You can actually see the characters' facial expressions, and whenever Zelda is pointing her finger at Bruce in the argument bit where he's picking on Link, you can actually see her finger and like all the rest of the features of her hand. Also, it's not as dark as Twilight Princess, although I suppose, you know, the word Twilight suggests it's going to be a dark game. It's just Twilight is the Zelda series is originally for children, because now Call of Duty's out and everything like that, so kids are buying Call of Duty and all, but you know, the younger ones have to buy a game that suits them. So Zelda is there, it's fine. So I think the change in graphics is a pretty good one, and some people think they're overdoing it. They're not, because yes, Zelda is a game for children, and if you want to call me a big child, then fine, I am a big child. So for graphics, I am going to give them a star, because they are making it like, I mean, for Twilight Princess was harder to see as well. You couldn't see as well. So yeah, I'm gonna give graphics a star. So guys, last reference to Twilight Princess, promise, but the controls are quite similar to Twilight Princess. Only thing is, the Wii Motion Plus accessory allows you to move the sword in better motion. Like there are different slices: the vertical slice, the horizontal slice, diagonals, the stab. Yeah, it just feels more realistic in your hand. Plus, there's more area to grip the remote, seeing you have the Motion Plus accessory on. So yeah, the sword-wise, the controls are brilliant. Whereas my favourite are the loft wing. Now, the loft wing controls, they're quite brilliant. You hold the remote as if the loft wing is the remote, and you tilt and raise the remote and, you know, shake it to make the loft wing beat its wings. So it feels, it's brilliant controls. So for controls, I'm going to give it a star, just because of, you know, the realistic game. It's just so realistic. So now onto the enemy, sort of like the boss monster. Now, in games like Ocarina of Time, there was Ganon and Minish Cap, there was Bati, but to be honest, the first couple of scenes that the enemy has taken, it looks like a blob of tar with teeth. It doesn't really look that interesting. Sure, it looks cool and all, but I think they could have come up with a more imaginative character. It's just like jet black with white teeth, with a pink sort of mouth, with what looks to be Twilight around it. But I promised you I wasn't going to do another Twilight Princess reference, so I'll just drop it at that. Yeah, so it could have went a bit further with the enemy. It wasn't. It's not too bad. It's not the worst. But even still, I'd like a better enemy. So for enemy, I'm not going to give it a star just because it wasn't creative enough.